Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. Tonight's article comes from CNN.com, and it's a little bit of an older one, but this is a subject that we covered on Staring into the Abyss quite a long time ago, probably not too long after the article actually came out. And in that episode, we talked all about the Siberian unicorn and went into detail and everything, but I thought I'd bring this article to you because I just stumbled across it again. And it actually has drawings of what the Siberian unicorn looked like. So you'll be able to actually see it for yourself. So the headline is Real Siberian Unicorn Remains Found. And it was written by Juliet Perry. And it was published on March 29th, 2016. And here we have the first drawing of the Siberian unicorn. And as you can see, it has the single horn there in the middle of its head. And it's a very furry hooved creature. CNN. New research has revealed the Siberian unicorn roamed the planet far more recently than we originally thought. The bad news is it looked nothing like the mythical creature portrayed in so many fairy tales. It was fatter and furrier, and in reality more rhino than stallion. It did, however, have a huge horn. This real unicorn, or Elasmotherium sibiricus, was originally thought to have gone extinct 350,000 years ago. But a well-preserved fossilized skull found in Kazakhstan reveals the shaggy creature was still alive and walking this earth a mere 29,000 years ago, according to a study published this month in the American Journal of Applied Sciences. There is now some mystery surrounding how it survived so long. Most likely, the south of western Siberia was a refuge, where this rhino had preserved the longest in comparison with the rest of the range, said Tomsk State University scientist Andrei Svansky, who published the findings. The team are hoping the find will help them understand what environmental factors played a part in the eventual extinction of the species, and what role migration played in its survival up until that point. Something they think might come in useful, considering our current climate change situation. Understanding of the past allows us to make more accurate predictions about natural processes in the near future, said Svansky. And that appears to be the end of this article. So this one wasn't very, very long, but I really wanted you guys to get a good look at this unicorn. Now, I'm going to put a picture up on the screen now of a much better of the Siberian unicorn so that you can get a really good look at it. Now, as you see here, it has the one big horn in the front, right on top of the head. Almost like a rhino's horn, but it's not coming off the bottom of the nose the way a rhino's does. It's more in between the eyes, coming straight out. And the body is gigantic. It's like the size of, it looks to me to be like the size of a buffalo, like a bison, and it's furry like a bison as well. But that is the Siberian unicorn. As you can see, it does not look like a horse at all. It's more like a cross between a buffalo and a rhino is the way I would characterize it. But there it is. You can see it for yourself. Now, as far as when it went extinct and all that kind of stuff, that's really a guessing game for a lot of these creatures because it changes depending on when they find new fossils. They used to think that mammoths went extinct long ago. And then there's like mammoth finds that are like 10,000, 20,000 years ago now. So it's a lot more recent than we thought. Same thing with the Siberian unicorn. And as new bodies are found, dug up, new skeletons, there will be a changing of the timeline of when it went extinct. You find that with all kinds of different creatures. They say that the coelacanth went extinct millions of years ago, and they caught one off Madagascar. So that it might even still be around. I mean, it was at the time they caught it, at least, because they caught it alive. The megalodon supposedly went extinct millions of years ago. But there are a lot of sightings and reports of this shark out there in the ocean. And there's like whales that wash up that have giant bites out of them and stuff. So there's a good chance that there are some megalodons still around out in the ocean. Now, how many and Where exactly they are, who knows, really. But it has to be enough to be a breeding population, I would say, in order for it to still be around. So you're looking at possibly hundreds, maybe even thousands of these things that are still in existence. Now, as far as the Siberian unicorn goes, it's most likely completely extinct. Because if it wasn't, you would see them running around somewhere. There are some animals that are legendary animals that are still around, but thought to be extinct. Like down in the Congo, there's like Mekele Membe, which looks almost like a little brontosaurus-like creature. That's something that could be an old creature from this time period that is still around and has survived in the jungles where people aren't, you know? That's the main thing. It has to be someplace that's remote enough and isolated enough that we're not there that much. Because wherever we go, habitat gets destroyed. Wherever we go, creatures die. So anything that's still alive has to either be so remote that we can't get to it to mess it up, or it has to be something that is so smart that it can avoid us. And I think that Bigfoot falls in that category because I believe Bigfoot is Gigantopithecus. And I think that Bigfoot falls in the category of being a creature that is smart enough to be able to understand to avoid us. Because if he doesn't avoid us, he's going to end up dead. Because that's what always happens. Either you're going to end up dead, or if you taste good, then what we'll do is we'll kind of farm you. You know, we'll raise you up and keep you alive and make more of you so that we can kill you and eat you later. That's just kind of the way human beings are. We're kind of jerks like that. But if you're an animal, I guess all you can really hope for is either you live in a place that's so remote that there's not going to be anybody that can get to you to do anything, or you just got to hope that you taste really damn good so that we're going to want to keep you around as a species. Now, the individuals will die because we'll eat them. But as a species, like cows, chickens, certain fish, stuff like that, we kind of raise them. We farm them up and breed them so that we always have a good supply, so that we can kill them and eat them. That's kind of the way we do things. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this episode. And let me know if you think that the Siberian unicorn should actually be called a unicorn. Because it doesn't really look like our storybook unicorn of a horse with a horn. Calling this a unicorn is just like you could basically call a rhino a unicorn, or you could call some of the different breeds of animal in Africa, like I don't know what they're called, but there's like a little deer, it looks like an antelope kind of deer kind of creature that has a single horn. That could be called a unicorn because it has a single horn. There are a lot of creatures in nature that only have one horn. So calling this a unicorn just because it has one horn, I guess kind of fits, but it doesn't really fit the actual description that we're used to seeing of a horse with a horn. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. As always, thank you for all your support and thank you for all your love. And I will catch you on the next episode. Until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.